Dulquer, so happy to have you on Film Companion.
Thank you.
You know, I've watched your movies. I'm a big admirer. I loved the promo of Karwaan.
Thank you.
It looks like so much fun. And I also love that they say introducing Dulquer Salmaan. When we all know that you're a massive star in Malayalam cinema. So how does
I shouldn't be nodding my head for that. But, okay.
But how does it feel to be sort of a globally famous newcomer?
Before I forget, I'm a huge admirer of yours. I'm a
you.
huge fan actually, because it's so easy to sort of in interviews to kind of be negative or try to get certain reactions out of your interviewees. And I think you do such a lovely sort of balance. And even in your criticism, I feel like I'm like, oh, it's like that, you know. So, and I still watch those movies because I feel like you find something positive in everything they say. Coming to your question, I think it's a privilege, right? I mean, how many actors get to debut 4 times, you know? So I've been very lucky to get these opportunities, and I know some people are complaining. They're like, how can he be introduced? You know, you can't neglect the past 25 films or whatever. But I think it's genuinely like a blessing. You know, these are opportunities that I'm getting. Obviously, from the work that I've done in the past, and also just maybe because of whatever is my schooling or just being able to figure out languages, I'm getting these chances. So it's a very special privilege, I think.
And you have no ego about this?
Not at all, not at all. No, I think it's genuinely like I feel blessed.
Really?
And it's nice to read that. I read it the first time in 2012, and I'm still reading it now in 2018. So it's great.
But you say in many of your interviews that you don't like the word star or stardom.
I mean, those words are absolutely fine. I just don't like them associated to me. As in, I don't quite buy it. As in, so when I say star, what comes to your head? Who comes to your head?
For me, first, Amitabh Bachchan.
There you go. Or you say superstar, who comes? So these are the images that come to my head when I hear these words, right? And I'm in my head always learning and always starting out, and I'm never good enough as an actor. I feel like I still have so much more to hone and to kind of learn and get better. And also, my internal battles, I feel like only I know. So I might seem very confident on screen, or I might seem convincing as an actor or as the character. But inside, I have my own battles that I'm fighting, where I'm afraid of not being convincing or not being correct. Or in Malayalam, it's always, I'm that urban boy because I grew up in Chennai. So I have to fight to convince them I can play the local, rural character. So there's always something I'm trying to prove. And to be called a star or anything, I think, long way to go.
Do you still have those battles? I mean, you talked about being very camera shy.
I'm super nervous now also. Like, I'm sitting here with you, I'm like, is my voice trembling? Am I like shaky? This happens, but I feel like it's good for me. I think fear is good. I think that brings about a certain sincerity to what I'm trying to do. If something doesn't scare me, then I feel like I might take it too lightly.
So what about working here surprised you? What were you totally not expecting?
Nothing unexpected really happened. I know there's a lot of that corporate studio sort of culture, which is in a very good way. Like, I feel everything is so organized and everything is planned to the T and so professional in that sense. Like in Malayalam, I see that with the senior directors, those who have had that film discipline when they're working with film, because film used to be such a huge component of our expense those days. So to keep the film tight and within budgets, they had to shoot, that effectively. But as it switched to digital, and the younger filmmakers never had to worry about that. So now I think we're a little more indulgent. So funnily enough, my films with, say, Amani sir or Karma for that matter, were shot much quicker than my Malayalam films.
Really?
Karma was 34 days, start to finish.
That's against the stereotype, right? We always have this thing,
Yeah.
nahi, South mein bahut jaldi karte hai. Yeah.
So for me, OK Company was 43 days, Mammotty was 45 days. My average Malayalam film is 55 to 60 days.
Really?
Yeah, so it's also why I feel like I can afford to do this one language here and come back. I'm not really gone for that long. it's like doing another Malayalam film or something. But yeah, so it's been the opposite for me.
And what's the sort of response like within Kerala, in the Malayalam film industry? Are they protective of you? Are they sort of nervous for you?
I think they're quite proud of the fact that I'm convincingly even speaking these languages. So, and if the films turn out well, they're quite proud of the fact. I think when Mammotty worked, I got really that kind of a feedback. They were so proud that I could go there and do that. You know, it's like, oh, our boy has gone to Telugu and he's done well and come back. It's like
Papu pass ho gaya.
yeah, so like Indian families, you know, like work in America or getting a job there or something. It's like that. It's sweet. It's very sweet. And they're always encouraging, but they're just like, but come back, you know, like make sure when is your next Malayalam film? Like don't stay away too long and things like that. Yeah, it's very sweet and genuinely blessed in that sense.
You know, I was watching Ustad Hotel, and there's one scene in which a character looks at you and says, and he's handsome like Mammotty.
So this is something I never got actually. Growing up, they were like, really? Oh, you don't look anything like your father. So that was the case all the time, right? And so even when they wrote that line in the movie, I was asking the director, I was like, Anurka, should we use that line? Like, I don't quite buy it. I don't think they think that way.
I don't think anyone's going to say it.
And but I mean, now it's, I guess they're okay with it, and I think they find it nice to hear or whatever. I think it's kind of like, it's a very Indian thing to kind of see.
But it's just sweet.
It's sweet, yeah.
You know, it just makes me smile.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
But I always thought like, no way. Like, and this is another reason that I didn't know if I could make it as an actor, because I was like, I don't look anything as good as my father, or I don't know if I can perform like him. He's very obviously manly and obviously, baritone, and there's just no one like him.
He's a man's man.
Man's man.
Yeah.
And I'm more like boyish or whatever it is.
Right.
So I remember kind of cringing when I read that line for the first time. Even when watching it, I'm like face palm. But it's sweet. So, I mean, like it comes from a good place.
Is there a burden, Dulquer, to being his son?
I think less now. So now when you talk about me, I feel you say Ustad Hotel, or you say Bangalore Days, or Charlie. You don't immediately say Mr. Mammootty's son. So, but the burden, I think, growing up was that, like, I just didn't want to fail in anything I do. You know, it's just not just about being an actor. I just thought he's always led by example. He's got great integrity and lives by his principles, and so many ways. I just wanted to make sure, like, I make him proud, you know, and that's kind of the thing with our entire family. Like, nobody rose to heights like he did. So even within
you mean the larger family?
Larger family. It's like something everybody really looks up to, you know. So I just had to kind of live up to that, you know. So I think that's helped me in always trying to do quality cinema, always trying to kind of perform as well as I can, and choosing for the right reasons. Just generally my conduct and behavior, things like that.
But that's pressure you put on yourself. He's never put on you.
Yeah, no. I think he's always just told me.
Was he a tough dad?
No, actually he's a very cool dad in that sense. He said, look, I'm not going to ask you to be the first in class. I'm not going to ask you to study hard or whatever. But I'm the best at what I'm doing. 3 national awards.
No pressure, but I'm the best.
I'm the best. So whatever I do, I'm the best. So whatever you do, make sure you are the best at it. But I'm not going to tell you to do it. I'm just showing you how it's done.
But I saw this interview where you said that people didn't even know you were his son.
Yeah.
Because you grew up in
Chennai. It is very
Chennai.
sweet that way. Like, my folks, so I don't even have his last name. My last name is Salman, which is not, and nobody in my family has that last name. And that was something.
How is that? Can you explain why?
So he didn't want us to kind of be singled out in school, like, you know, he didn't want that attention. But if I went to school in Kerala, it would inevitably have happened. But I think even in just reading my name, he didn't want that sort of identity to strike. So even now, like, he's never got into any of my movies or promotions or nothing. Like, he's like, we're 2 different actors. So if they ask him in an interview about me, he says, I don't speak about other actors.
Fab.
Yeah.
That's fab.
But I think that's really helped me, you know, in the sense that I've carved my own sort of place, I think, and I have my own identity, if I can.
But you never resented it? You never said, Dad, just help?
No.
Never.
No, I think, so I've always had this sort of like deservability meter in my head. I think my mum put that there. So if we had to get anything, like, why do you deserve a holiday? You failed this exam. You know, and she's.
You gotta earn it.
Yeah, so she's like, I remember this one trip that we went to England, and I had failed in 2 subjects in school, and that whole holiday, she made sure I was constantly reminded of this. She was like, you failed 2 subjects. You don't deserve this holiday. And
Don't have too much fun.
If I want to pick up something, want to buy a toy or something, like, why do you deserve this toy? So in my head, I have that meter all the time. So I don't think I would have even liked for him to
help.
To help. Yeah.
Dulquer, I really enjoy your Instagram. You know,
Thank you.
I feel like you come across as a real person. You come across as somebody who is using the platform to kind of give us an insight into your life, like how difficult dubbing in Telugu was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You give us a picture. And I was really intrigued by this one. You know, you're a car lover, and
Yeah.
you put out these pictures of
Yes.
these
Yeah.
beautiful cars. But with it, you also say that I request others to not find it offensive or elitist.
I think this is reflective of Kerala and my people. You know, it's also India. I think it's tricky in India to have.
Dulquer, sorry to interrupt, but it's not India. I mean, as far as I know, most people, non-actors included, are using Instagram to say, look at my 2 lakh handbag, this is my vacation.
Right, okay.
Okay, there's nobody apologizing for the lifestyle they're showing on that platform.
True.
So how are you doing this?
Again, like I said, you know, my larger family have very sort of humble lives, and it's right there for us to see all the time. So I happen to like cars, and sometimes I wish I didn't. You know, I wish it was like coins or something. But so my mom has always kind of like reminded us, you know, this is there's so many people around you that are needy or that could do so much more with this money. So always spend wisely or whatever it is, or don't spend it so easily. And but I just see this as like for me, it's like a hobby. I don't think I'm sinking money into these things. A lot of the times I'm unlocking value from old cars and I restore it. But I just want to be sensitive to people who see this, and then you never know what their lives are like, you know, and sometimes they might not have got opportunities to either succeed or to get better things in life, and it shouldn't seem like I'm putting this in their face. But also there's a whole bunch of others who kind of want to see, or they're kids who love cars, and so I do want to share that with them, but I don't want to come across as showy in that sense. I just want to be sensitive to those people.
And have you always been this sorted, or
I don't.
you have to work at it?
No, funnily enough, like I think me and my sister and me keep saying this. We're like, why do they keep saying we are so normal? Like, how else? How are we supposed to be? You know, that's my big question. I'm like, and I even the other kids that I've met, whether it's, you know, Mr. Mohanlal's son, or like, they all seem fairly normal to us. You know, and I don't think we were ever led to believe that we're special, or our lives. Sure, we had a nice home, and you know, my dad had nice cars. We had holidays and stuff, but I don't think it wasn't like Richie Rich, or it wasn't, you know, like something out of the movies. It was very normal. So I don't think I can be any other way.
But from what I've heard, they're like women screaming your name, and that level of fandom. So doesn't that go to your head ever?
So I was always I was not that guy growing up. I always had the good-looking friend, right? So all the girls would be crushing on him, and I'd be like, you know.
Yeah, but now.
But I came in as a married actor, and I think all of them kind of like us as a unit. You know, it's not just me in particular. They seem to like Amal as much, or now they seem to like Mariam as much. So I think they like us as a unit, and so it's always very sweet. It's a nice place, and almost all of them that meet me, they're like, how's Amal doing? How's the baby doing? So it's like that. So it's almost like I'm part of their lives in some way, you know. And I've had little girls wanting to be my sister, or like play my sister on screen, or they just want to be part of my life in some way, you know. And it's genuinely just a lot of warmth. But again, I don't spend too much energy thinking about any of this, because I don't know how that'll affect me. I think I'm good at that. I'm good at kind of shutting things out.
Right, you consciously shut it out.
Yeah, I'm just like, smile, click pictures, and I go to my whatever I was doing, and that's best, I think.
So Dulquer, you had a release last year, Bijoy Nambiar Solo,
yeah.
Which was very polarizing, and after that, you wrote this
essay,
emotional essay on Facebook, and,
yeah.
and I want to read this back to you. It's very rare for an actor, I think, to reach out in such a emotional way to his audience. And you said dark comedies are meant to be awkward, always have been. That was our intention. So mocking it, booing it in theatres, spreading negativity and hate and degrading the film because you didn't get it just kills the film. It breaks our hearts, breaks our spirit, and kills the courage you gave me all along. Which is such a lovely thing to say. Where did this come from?
I think I mean, I worked really hard on that film because
You were playing 4 characters.
Yeah, and I genuinely believed in it. But that's okay. I mean, all of us actors work hard on our films, and they work, not work. It's not in our control. But sometimes I feel like because something makes you, in the case of Solo, I feel like it just made them awkward, or like it was an uncomfortable scene or revelation. And like a section of the audience then went on to boo it in such a manner, or to make it uncomfortable for the other viewers, or people who were okay with it or whatever. And then it shouldn't become that it's uncool to go and watch this film. And that's kind of what happened. And now that it's out on social media, they're like raving about it, or they're like, actually there's nothing wrong with it, or what's wrong with the idea. And the thing is, the courage that I've got from the audience is always that if I attempt genuine cinema, that it'll work out. Like, they will appreciate it. And I felt like on the first day this was being killed, and it wasn't being given a chance. And that kind of hurt me, It wasn't so much about the production or the effort we put into it. It was just, you just didn't give it a fair chance. I don't care if you don't like it, that's fine.
But give it
a chance. Give it a chance. Like, I felt like it didn't even get to breathe.
So when something like that happens, Dulquer, does it make you afraid of taking a chance again on a project?
Fortunately, I think what works in our favor is the volume of films we do.
You're doing at least 3 a year.
3 to 5. Yeah.
3 to 5.
Yeah. My dad is 7.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. So he's like, Monday finish a film, Tuesday he starts the next one. And I'm like, dude, just take a break, like.
So does he never vacation?
He vacations, but like, he gets antsy after like a week. They're so used to it. And I think that's how they've worked for 30 plus years, 35 plus years. They don't know how else to be.
Right.
But I feel like because of the volume of the films, say if this doesn't work, I still have other films and I keep thinking, it'll work out, law of averages, it'll work out. So I do want to like still take risks, I don't want to play it safe. Like I said, if it doesn't scare me, then I start worrying. So yeah.
But 3 a year is you being restrained.
Yeah. In Malayalam, like they're like they think I don't do enough films. They're like, oh, next film's in December, or like for Christmas. I'm like, yeah. Like, funnily enough, like right after Star Hotel, I remember bumping into somebody at an airport, and he's like, so what do you do now? I said, no, I'm an actor. Oh, you're doing this full time? Because apparently, if you don't have films every 2 months or something, like you're not doing enough, or you're not doing this full time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but
is
the
the
industry.
promotional cycle not like it is here then?
It's not this
Right,
hectic.
so you're not spending a whole other month promoting it.
Yeah, for us we're like 2 months if we can do a film, we'll do a film.
Right.
And dub, promotions, everything is kind of injected between shooting of the next film.
Yeah.
It kind of works like that.
I haven't seen enough Malayalam cinema, but from what I hear, it really is the best mainstream cinema there is right now, which is such an amazing thing. And the other amazing thing is that the women in the industry have really taken a lead in creating the Women in Cinema Collective, and in sort of in taking, the whole cause of women in cinema forward with this. As a young actor, as an actor in a powerful position, what is your response to what has happened with women in the last 2 years, and how do you support it?
I think all power to them. As in, I was amongst when the Women's Collective was formed, I think I was one of the first actors they requested to tweet about it, or to talk about it. And I love that it's kind of happening. I love that that things are being said and things are being heard. I think for the fabric to change, this kind of awareness has to come about. I think for the writing to change, I think awareness is the only way. If we know, I think if we're all politically correct, it's because now we know what is not.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So if
and for a lot of men, that education just wasn't there.
I think it is just lack of awareness. Like if our writing seemed off in the 90s, I think it is because maybe nobody told them it's wrong. So I don't know if it was intentionally hurtful or mean or anything, but maybe it was just lack of awareness. And I think with movements like this, with added awareness, I think that the writing will change, and then people will then commit films differently, or think about roles differently or think about how the lines we speak differently. So I think it's all positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing, and hats off to the women. I mean, they've really taken
Yeah.
the lead from the whole country. That's
True,
the
and
first
I think
place.
everyone's kind of rallying behind them, and
Yeah.
everybody's getting the courage in other places to kind of speak up, and I think it's great. I think it's just all over the world right now, right? It's just I think it's also just how open or accessible information is now. So speaking up isn't as difficult as before, and even like in terms of a Me Too movement, it's as easy as that. It's like you hear one person speaking up, and you hear about it, and you know about it, and it's in front of you, it's right there, it's on your device.
And that gives you courage.
That gives you courage.
Absolutely.
I think in the past, when it was not so connected, maybe it was scattered voices here and there. I think now it's a time to be collective.
You started out by making short films.
True.
Is direction still the end game?
I do want to, but I feel like I don't want to lose these opportunities. So every time I think about it, what do I do with the films in hand? I don't know if again the greed in me wants to constantly be a part of all the best movies, but there are some ideas that have always been in my mind. There are some stuff that I conceived when I was in college, but someday, yeah. Definitely.
You're a director at heart.
It's there. I'd be lying if I said it's not.
But listen, you're slumming it anyway with 3 movies a year. In your ample free time, you could just direct. And tell me finally, where does this love for cars come from?
I don't know, very early. I think my dad...
Since you were a little boy?
Yeah. I think there's pictures of me as a toddler, maybe 1 or 2, standing, holding a steering wheel. My mom's brother used to draw, and used to sketch cars for me. My dad, I don't think he put it in my head, but he just liked all the good things, I think. So, but I think petrol heads and like car nuts are just born like that. We don't really have an explanation. We stopped trying to explain, and I think our families and friends have just accepted us as that. Even amongst my guy friends, not everyone is as nutty as me. So
yeah, I saw this interview where you were explaining how you're a car head.
Car guys.
Car guys. Okay,
Yeah.
And what does that mean exactly?
How do I put it? So there are car guys who like cars, like
But casual.
And it's very about
they're not committed.
very about to be seen in or to talk about it.
Superficial.
It's superficial. But a car guy has genuine love for the cars. It's not about posing. It's not about showing it to people, or it's not about. It's not a race. You're not trying to compete with others. You're genuinely happy to see a good collection. You're genuinely happy to see someone enjoying a nice car, or just to see it. So I think I'm that guy.
You're a genuine lover.
I'm a genuine lover, and I genuinely love other genuine lovers, and I root for them. And I'm like, I hope you constantly succeed and have the means to buy more interesting things. And yeah.
So I know you're not a show-off, but how many cars do you have?
I have a few.
But I mean, leave it at that?
I think it's better. Again, it's a bit vulgar to kind of take numbers.
Oh, come on. Let's be vulgar. Come on.
I don't know.
I have no interest in cars, so
you don't. But I mean, so let me just say, my house is filled with a whole bunch of old trinkets and rusty old cars, and my mum hates that they're like parked in her garden because I'm running out of space.
So you're parking cars in your mom's garden?
Yeah, it's like all over the lawn, and my dad's like, what does this have? So the madrasa was there, because I'm there more than my parents, so I kind of visit quite often. That's kind of where I stash a lot of them. So my dad goes there, and he was on work like yesterday, and he's like, what is this? Why are they like everywhere? Why can't I like walk around this house in peace? And I'm like, I'll move them.
So that's your big indulgence?
That's my big indulgence. Like that is, I don't know. I don't know if it's healthy, not healthy, but it gives me so much happiness. I don't know how to explain it. And everyone's just given up on me. My wife is just like, oh, okay, another one. It's like that.
It's like women in shoes.
It's like women in shoes, yeah. So, but apparently they can't seem to have enough.
Yeah. I have a thing for shoes. I mean, I can't. There's no number at which you can stop.
Yeah, but cars are a little different. I wish it was shoes.
Yes.
I wish it was shoes. I mean,
no, listen, from what I hear, sneakers are now costing,
all the rage. Apparently,
and they're costing as much as small cars.
Apparently, there are sneaker consultants and everything.
Maybe that's the one to try now.
Yeah, maybe not. I steer clear of other black holes like this. I'm like, this could be a black hole. No, I'm not going there. So I just like steer clear.
Dulquer, thank you.
Thank you so
all
much,
best for Karwaan. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you. If you like this interview, hit like and subscribe to Film Companion, and do watch my film Karwaan coming out on August 3rd.